Live. Hello, everybody. Um, I'm supposed to be live. This is Phil Simborg. I'm here in Charlotte, North Carolina, near the University of North Carolina, Charlotte, at the lovely Hilton Hotel. And I've been here many times at this tournament. It's one of the best. Uh, anyway, I get the pleasure. This is the warm-up tournament. There's 32 players. It's not a big deal, but it's fun to get warmed up. And they actually is full. There's a waiting list for people who wanted to get in, so they're going to have a really good turnout. We got a lot of very good players, and you're about to look at two uh, BMAB M3 level players, which are very strong players. That's why we chose them. And I'm very proud to say that they both took lessons from me over the years. Gary Koscielny is now one of our Backgammon Learning Center teachers, a group that Perry Gartner and I started. That we have a few good teachers like Mochi and Dirk Sheeman and Steve Sachs and a whole bunch of Matt Geyer and Joe Russell, some pretty good players. And very happy to have Gary as part of that group. Ben is the new president of the USBGF. With all that responsibility and all that work, he still finds time to play. As a matter of fact, he played in the BMAB event here and just won it. I don't know what the PRs are, but he had the most wins, and he's just become a very, very strong force in backgammon over the years. I actually taught him when he was in college. He was going to the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, and I was running some college programs for the USBGF, and I was giving him free lessons along with some other college kids back then. And so I take full credit for all of his skill. It's all because of me. Gary took lessons from me for a couple of years. He lives in Florida. Ben is back in Michigan now, and Gary travels to a lot of tournaments with his lovely wife Joan, and they play doubles together. And Joan is a nurse. I was in the hospital about 5 years ago getting some stints, which everything worked out fine. And in walks a very familiar looking person who's my turns out to be my nurse. She took really good care of me. So I have a special place in my heart for the Koscielnys. Um, we should be starting shortly. I'm unfortunately not able to see comments, but I'm very honest about giving out my phone number. And if I'll look at my text, if you want to text me, if you can't hear me or if there's a problem reading the dice, this looks damn good to me. This board, I can see those dice incredibly well. I hope you can see them as well as I can, the 6-3 that's on the board. But you can text me 312 543 0522. If you're just going to text me compliments, that's good. That's fine. In fact, I'd rather get that. But if you have a question, problem, if I'm going too fast, we do not have an XG feed. Some events you'll see Extreme Gammon running on the side, so you can see exactly what the right play is. I think that's a wonderful thing for education. And I think what they should do is take every stream match, run it through XG, and then do another video with commentary explaining, as particularly the hard plays, whether they get them right or wrong, and make it it's a very good educational thing for the viewers. Uh, Without the XG feed, it's more about the match. It's more about the fun of the game and the personalities of the players. And my goal is not to substitute XG because I can't come close to that skill level. Uh, but I'm going to try and provide some insights into what's going on for those people who are not quite as skilled in match play, who might not understand some of the nuances of how things change when the score changes, the gammon values and the take points and the strategies that maybe aren't so obvious to a beginner or low intermediate player. And for you open players and top level players, just turn off the sound because you don't need me. Or you can leave the sound on so you can laugh when I make a mistake, because I certainly will make some. Um, the main event starts tomorrow at 10:30. We'll be streaming all weekend with and without commentary, depending on how fast I lose. The faster I lose, the more I'll be doing commentary. I've won this tournament before, and I hope to win it again. And um, I think there's a good chance. There's several really fine women players that are not here today. Unfortunately, there was a conflict. There's a women's only event taking place in Florida that for some reason happened on the same weekend. So we don't have a few of the top ladies players here. that would make the game more competitive because they certainly are very strong players. Okay, I don't know what the holdup is, and I'm not going to just keep talking to fill time. Would you like me to tell some jokes? No, I'm just gonna relax and wait with you for this event to start. You can see Gary pacing, and you can't miss Ben Friesen. He's always the biggest guy in the room. I think he's 6'8". I believe he's 6'8". Uh, he's graduate of Michigan. He's a very fine poker player as well as a very fine backgammon player. Gary Koscielny graduated from Princeton with honors, and he was in some kind of finance and accounting and did very, very well, and now mostly plays backgammon and teaches down in South Florida. He's done many lectures to several groups down there, and he's very good. Away from the board, he's one of the most quiet, gentle, nice guys I know. Over the board, he's vicious. He's out to kill you. So I love what backgammon does to people. He's a very competitive guy. He plays Chouette in the South Florida group. I played with him many times, and he's a very strong player. Very impressive. Okay, I'm ready. So if you have any questions, comments, text me at 312-543-0522, and I'll try to answer them. I am going to be playing in the Masters and the Open. My doubles partner is another one of my students, Blake Fleetwood, who has probably won as many doubles events as I have over the years. He is just as smart as I am. You pick good partners. That's how you win doubles. The last tournament in Washington, D.C., Lynn Ehrlich, my wonderful partner in the doubles, and I came in second. We lost to Kit Woolsey in the finals, but we beat Matt Cohn-Geyer and his team and Ryan Rabello and Art Benjamin along the way. So we had some impressive wins, and we never had good dice. We did it all with skill. So I'm very proud of how we did coming in second in doubles against people like that is really impressive. In the finals, we played pretty well. We didn't play that great against Kit, but we never had a chance. His luck factor was pretty high, but he played under 2 PR. So Kit has still got it. Kit, you're seeing, he's one of my heroes. He's one of the finest players in the history of the game consistently for the last 30, 40 years. He's also, I think, ranked number 4 or 5 in bridge in the world. Um, there's a book on the top 10 gamblers in the world, and he's in it. He's a card counter. He's just an amazing guy. So my hat's off to Kit. I don't know if he's here this weekend, but he was also one of my first teachers. Okay, Ben is sitting down, and we need him to sit down. He's so tall.
Are you able to see the YouTube chat? You want to bring it up?
Yeah, if you see something.
You want me to send you a link?
Sure. That'd be nice. I'm going to try and see the YouTube chat if you have questions. They're using a fantastic baffle box. That's one of the best I've ever seen. Wow, that is an amazing baffle box. And it comes apart to fit in the board. Wow, that is, where would you get a baffle box like that? Oh, yeah, you get it on my website, blc.com, backgammonlearningcenter.com. Sells for $77. It's very, very solid, very sturdy, not very loud. Really knocks the dice around great. It's my 13th baffle box that I've designed over the last 25 years. And I love a baffle box. You're seeing that new Russian group, they require baffle boxes. There's a lot of tournaments that are using them more and more now. I really like the dice. I can see it so well.
Have you done this with 2 before? So what you do, this roll those.
All right.
Whoever's closer to the big number gets it. Gets the roll.
I like this method. You roll both dice, and whoever has the closer one, that's his roll.
It's not like physically closer.
He's explaining it to him right now. I do that too. I've never seen it tie. So this would be Ben's 5-2 because the 5 was closer to him. I like that method. I don't know why he took that over. It did go through. 2-1. Tempting to hit. Yeah, move your opponent's checkers. That's very smart. You notice this is a Chris Lloyd board. Chris Lloyd is a sponsor of this tournament, owned by my very close friend. Can't think of his name right now, but He's my very close friend. No, Jason Briggs owns Chris Lloyd and has been very supportive of many, many tournaments. And he makes a great board. There's a real problem with the Chris Lloyd board, though. They last forever. I can't stand it. You'll never get to buy another board. Okay, double three was just a fantastic roll. You've got to give Ben the edge in this game right now. It would have been very big for Gary to hit. Not hitting here could easily cost him this game. I know it sounds a little early for me to be talking that way, but this is a very, very strong position for Ben. And he might be thinking about doubling. I certainly would be thinking about it. And Ben does double. And Gary doesn't take very long to take. I think the double was clear, and I'm not sure about the take. Probably do take. There's holes in the game, but I just wasn't that sure of the take. But he sure grabbed it quickly. I think this is clear. You have to try and counter prime as your only game plan. Every time you roll the dice, you should be thinking about what is my plan? What's my strategy? How am I going to win the game? And Gary's thinking, I've got to counter prime him because it still is my strongest game. Now, Ben clearly thought, hey, I've got an advantage in a hitting game. I've got 4 interboard points and he's got 2. I should be playing an attacking game, which is another game plan. There's a priming, attacking, and racing are the 3 major game plans. And then there's also an anchor game holding a high point. This is a terrific roll. What are you hesitating for? You make the 4 point. Is he thinking about hitting 2? How do you not make the 4 point? Please don't think about hitting 2. I'm going to come in there and slap you. Even though you're 5 times as big as me. Okay, he made the play. There's nothing wrong with taking more time. It's a big play. That was a huge, huge roll for Gary. Wow. That was a monster saver. He really needed a 6 there, but this is darn good too. 6s are very big here. This makes a 4 prime. It could cause him some problems, but Gary doesn't have the timing for this game. He's damn happy he rolled a 1. That 1 was so big, it saved him a lot of gammons. And Ben's happy to come out and not have to crack. That was the only really bad thing that could happen to Ben at that point, is rolling double 4s, double 3s, 4-3, numbers that make him crack his prime. And this is, if you studied reference positions, Gary gets gammoned in this game about 15% of the time, which is not the end of the world. Okay, there is a chance to get lucky here.
I think this is right.
Dennis Culpepper behind me didn't think it was right, and I tend to agree. The more he dances, the more you crash. And he made that play very fast. So Gary did 2 things so far in this game that I'm not wild about.
I'm not sure.
He took the cube way too fast, and I think he should have thought about it. Of course, I'm not doing it in hindsight because it's in such bad shape here. At the time I mentioned that. And that double 1 play, you know, if Culpepper isn't sure it's right, it could easily be wrong. That play is good. Or 2, I just take 1 off. I don't worry about being that odd with that board. I would have taken 1 off. He's probably right, but see, 6-5 leaves a double shot now, and I like to avoid the double shot situation. Those plays are very interesting and take a lot of study. And if you really want to learn about it, the best books on it are by Bob Wachtel, In the Game to the End. He wrote it in 1993, and then he wrote a more modern one recently, and they're both great. The amazing thing is the one he wrote in 1993 before the bots turned out to be almost completely right in every way. His theory is terrific. So Gary is not going to stay for the shot. He's just going to try and run off this gammon. He's not going to stay back. Try and get that 1 checker. Lucky to get that shot, and this does not hit. but it moves a lot of wood and gets him off the gammon. I think you should be happy to get off the gammon in this game. This is one of those games where both players are going to be unhappy. Ben's going to be sorry he didn't get a gammon, and Gary's going to be sorry he lost. But it ain't over. It ain't over. Why wouldn't you not move closer? It's fewer shots. $14 shots instead of 15 shots. And look at that. If he'd stayed back, he wouldn't have been hit. So sometimes the right play is the wrong play. And if you hindsight yourself on things like that, you will go nuts and you'll be in the crazy ward very quickly. You have to make the right play, and whether it works or not. It's clearly right to come closer. Now there's a shot for Gary to win this game with only 5 checkers off. If Ben dances 2 or 3 more times or comes in on the 1, holy cow, Gary could easily win this game. Come in with the 4, take off the 2. Now you want to just peel like crazy. When in doubt, take them out. Well, that's going to probably make Ben a winner. I never know about plays like that. I would not have moved that 2, but it could be right. I bet you it's not big. Those are hard. Coming in right away was big for Ben, because we almost could have been in recube territory there. Big roll. That's big getting it in. So Gary's going to have to get very lucky here. I think he got lucky to get off the gammon. That's a nice thing to say after the game, by the way. You turn to your opponent and say, boy, you were lucky to get off that gammon. That's one way to lose some teeth. Well, some doubles and some 1s could swing this game. Rolls a 1 and we roll doubles and we, oh, there it is. Okay. Wow, that got close. That got close. Well, thank you. You texted it to me?
Yes.
Website.
7-2.
Holy cow, Gary could easily win this game. Oh, we got a 90-second delay. That's interesting. Okay. I still don't see the chat on this thing, though. Yeah, well, what difference does it make if the viewers see it an hour later? You know what I mean? It just doesn't matter. Oh, thank you. All right, I can see the chat now. Hey, Alex Ashinian, thank you for your advice on having smaller boards for streaming are better, because you can move the camera down lower and see the dice better. And also non-glare dice, like I believe these are, does well also. Okay, does the game change much when the score is 2-0? Not really. It might change recube action a lot, but your initial cube and your initial play is going to be pretty close to the same. I was told, let's see, I guess it's been 40 years ago now, by Joe Sylvester, that he doesn't care how much he's down in the game. He's going to play more gammon go whenever he's down, and more gammon save whenever he's up. And at the time, the bot that was available at the time was GNU. I don't think Snowy was out yet, and made him look stupid because he was very wrong according to the bot. And then when Snowy came out and the better bots came out, turned out that Joe was right. You do tend to play more gammon go, even if you're down a little bit. It's a good double, good pass. This is way too gammonish, and got enough checkers in the zone. He had 10 checkers in the zone. That's really a good blitz. I really learned most of my blitzing from Walter Trice's book, Backgammon Boot Camp. All of his chapters are good, but particularly the one on blitzing was terrific. I can't add you as a commentator. They won't let me do it. Sorry. Blake Fleetwood, did you lose your match in the seniors or win?
I won.
You won. You never lose. Never lose. And every time you win, you know who gets the responsibility for that. Your teacher. You're right. You're right. I'm sorry, Blake. Okay, so we have a pretty even match right now. I agree with the non-hit there. He's got so many return shots. He hits you back like 3/4 of the time, and you don't gain that much. And you're up in the race by a lot, so you just try and race. Even though you're making an ugly, stacky play that most good players don't like to make, I think it's right. Coming out to the bar there is not a bad idea. I would have come out to the bar. But I see the beauty of his play. There's 24 ways to get hit with a 6 or a 1. And that means there's 12 ways a third of the time you don't get hit. And even if you do get hit there, it's not the end of the world. And you're trying to race. So I think Ben should have come out to the bar on that last play. And creating a blot on your 3-point isn't a beautiful thing.
What was it like, Bill? 2 down?
No, it's 4-3 from the bar. I wanted to come in, go out to the bar. But what would Dennis do? That's more important. Ooh, that old 2-6 from the bar. That's not such a good, it's not always a great roll, is it? So what do you do here? I think you have to come in and I come in and hit because I like hitting. My old friend, my dear departed friend, Dean Munch, always used to say, hitting is fun. I would come in with the 4 and hit with the ace. If you don't do that, you're giving your opponent a lot of things he can do. I just think that now you're giving Gary his full roll now. He's very likely to make some bar point or some 5-point or some 4-point, and I would rather hit.
You agree, Dennis? Sure, on this one, I'd have to have thoughts some more.
I might as well just set it to 14. They're going to want it to 14.
I like
anyways.
Phil. My first thinking was hitting.
We're not timing out anytime soon. Okay, so I played 1 in.
Taking away half the roll. By the way, you know, you saw a 2-6 a minute ago. Sometimes you hit, they dance.
Start a clock over again?
Looks like they had a problem with the clock, and yeah, you're right. They started all over again. Which they're both playing fast. I don't think it really matters too much. But this is something that should not happen. The players do not have the right to make that decision. When you have a problem with the clock or something like that, you call the director and you let him decide what happens to the clock. It's not fair for them to have the extra time. And I'm sure neither one of them did it intentionally, but Ben Friesen is a director of many tournaments. He should know better. So I'm going to call him out on that one. Let's say that 2 players agree that they're going to play with a faster clock or a shorter clock time or change a rule. They're not allowed to do that. When you're in a tournament, you play by the tournament rules and you have the director make any decisions.
You're right again, Phil.
Now, that's the kind of co-commentator I like. Just keep saying, you're right, Phil.
What's your right set the clock time after every game? You think that's
You're supposed to do that.
I do now.
In case, if you take a break, you're supposed to write down or take a picture of the clock. But there is a rule that you're not supposed to write anything but the score. But I don't see why anybody would object to writing down the clock time. But a lot of people in the old days used to write down every move and do their own transcription from the written transcription. I think Ryan Rebello still does that, and a few other people do that. And I think that's legal if the tournament director allows it.
McGreal used to do it.
McGrill, yeah, a lot of people would do that because we didn't have the cameras and the setups that we have now. I like this double, and I like the take. I like what Steve Sachs says. If it's not a take, it's a mistake. Close race is close enough, and there was enough contact to take. And you know, when you're losing 2-1, it does make a little bit of a difference. You should take it a little bit more aggressively. I didn't count it exactly, but it looked close enough to me.
I don't know. 46, 61, 87.
You know, I don't like when people contradict my ideas with with facts, with logic and facts. That makes me look bad. So some comments here, maybe the race wasn't that close, but he did have some shot vig in the score, and I didn't stop and count it, but he's supposed to be within about 12% to take him. Oh, see,
Yeah.
this is why it's a take. Look, he's got double six and he's still not winning, and maybe it wasn't a take. If you can't if you can't take the lead with a double six fairly soon, then maybe it wasn't a take.
I think you're right.
You're smarter than you look. Oh, you're probably right. It probably wasn't. Maybe it wasn't a take. Yeah, he just gets to it. If you just get to a take with double six, that's not the goal here. He's still way behind, so maybe the take race was out of reach. But I'll tell you what, I still don't like the fact both cubes that Gary took, he was super fast in the decision. The number one mistake you can make is not thinking. And by the way, they're both pretty equal players. They're both M3s. I would say I would bet on Ben being a little bit better than Gary based on tournament results. Ben has been more impressive and more wins. Gary did win a tournament, though. He won a Connecticut tournament, which is no longer was an ABT event, but it was still a lot of strong players in the tournament, and he's done well, fairly well. But Ben's hit some impressive showings in recent years. I like that play off the six because he's playing for doubles. See, okay. 4-2. This is getting close. He obviously doesn't have a recube yet. At this point, you stop using any formulas. You just count rolls. I know that Art Benjamin would use EPC, but I would just count rolls here. Now you got to go to the 4-point. You need doubles to win, so play for the double fours. No. Oh, the double threes works better this way too, and double fours already did work. Yeah, that's right. Double. Fives play well. It's going to be recube unless it's going to be redouble pass unless he rolls doubles. Redouble pass.
Oh,
He didn't even bother to give him the chance, the joy of turning the cube. I do that to people too. Why should I let him have that much fun to turn the cube? I told you that was a take, didn't I? Didn't I say it was a take? Yeah, all you gotta do is roll double six and double five. Yeah, and Ben rolled nothing. That's right. That makes it a take. Bill Roberti used to have a formula for market. If you roll slightly better than average and he rolls slightly worse than average, would you lose your market? So you can do the same thing a lot of ways in a race. We know in a race, the average roll is about 8.2. So that's one approach to thinking about how you can, whether or not you can take a race. But there's so many better formulas now. I use the Keith count. I would hit twice. I like this play. Hitting is fun. And the guy might dance.
Well,
No, the bargain.
it's not much fun, but it's no good on one.
So nowadays, when you slot the ace point, it's almost always right to make it pretty fast. In the old days, it would have been wrong to even go to the ace point, but if you did and you covered it, everybody would laugh at you. But the bots have taught us now it's okay to make the ace point. It's not as bad as we thought. It's still not a great point to hold, but it's better than just having it slotted. Okay, I like this cube. It's aggressive. Ones are dupe, but sixes, threes. Once you made your ace point, you have a one game plan. You want to be playing an attacking game, and there's hardly anything that doesn't hit somewhere. And if Ben doesn't immediately anchor, he could be in big trouble. So I like this cube by Gary very much. Am I taking? I'm not sure of the take. That's Woolsey's law. So that's another reason I double. I think I take, but I'm not sure. Guys, who's taking? Who's passing?
Take it. I think I take.
Blake and Dennis take.
His aces and threes are good. He's got a six to attack, but his aces that hit and or anchor over there or duke over here. Aces.
All right. Dennis Culpepper and Blake like the take. I wasn't sure. Oh, double threes makes the 3 point.
Yeah, really. Can I get it?
It hits. He needs a 5. He needs an 8.
This could be the end of the match.
Bring 2 down. That's right. You want to get most coverage. This has to be right. This could be there's a 5. That's what makes backgammon exciting. He doesn't roll a 5 there. We can go home. Comes in and doesn't hit. Doesn't hit. I come out. I don't come. Oh, that's big coming down. You leave up the midpoint. That's awfully big. Oh, that's huge. Just come down. Just come down.
Never doubt.
There's nothing uglier than a failed blitz. And this is what a failed blitz looks like. Your opponent gets an anchor, especially the golden point. When your opponent's 5 point is the golden point. I like this play. You got to do some blocking and cleaning up. Oh, Ben, don't tell me you're thinking about a recube yet. Okay. 5-4. Beautiful hit and cover. It's a great shot and a flunk. I would not make the 3 point. I would come up to the 5. Yeah, I don't like this play. Neither, and Dennis doesn't either. It's bad timing. I would have come all the way up. He doesn't have that many numbers to point on you. I did not like that play, and neither did Dennis, so it must be wrong. Wow, we got action. This is for the match. That was an exciting sequence there. I did not like Gary's play on that. Of course, Ben got very lucky to roll those 2 5s. Otherwise, the match was going to be over the other way. Come out. Oh, it's Gary's roll. I'm sorry. Well, that's it. That's my play. That's my play. Ooh, 5 point. Make the 5 point. It's such a big point. And he never should have made that 5 point. Because he made that 5 point, he got into that kind of trouble. You're not an idiot.
This could be right. Let's get some colors.
Oh, here comes.
Oh, switch.
No, 2 down and 7.
I'm switching.
And 7 top.
Dennis is not switching. Blake, Ben is thinking about it. I'm switching. You know why you switch? It's so much fun. Switching is a ball. It's just putting 2 up is 2 on the bar is better by far. Dennis, you wouldn't do it, huh?
I wouldn't do it. Just play
Oh, I love this play. Dennis, I'll bet you that play. Well, we're not supposed to bet money, so I'll bet you one kiss on the back of the hand. Oh, okay, a cup of tea. You and I got a bet on that play.
No, we didn't agree. Seriously, bet on it. We agreed on something.
By the way, I just wanted to go on record here for the world that may not hear it. Dennis is weaseling on this. He's completely weaseling on it because he's scared of me. Dennis has been afraid of me for I don't know how many years. I've never beaten him, but he's always afraid of me. Ooh, ooh. Well, you're leaving shots anyway. This is still better to a very aggressive play. Oh, you're right, Dennis. He'll never remake the 5 point if you switch. You were right.
He did, but he had to leave a shot in it.
Yeah,
Good shot.
yeah.
Has there been an accurate prediction among this group yet?
I bring them all in. What else you gonna do? You gotta just bring them in. No. Oh, I hate that. You don't need the 7 point. You need the 2 point more. I don't like this. Plus, you have to break the 7 point later. Breaking it now is an advantage. I really don't like that play. And which means I'm probably wrong. This is a much uglier position now. I really don't like it. Pick and pass. This is not easy for me.
No, it's not.
This is not easy.
Seriously, consider out. I mean, he has like 4 or 6 hit numbers.
I would pick and pass. I think coming out, even if you don't get hit, it's still hard to bring that checker around. So I would do the pick and pass. I like this play. 1 or 2 dances and you're home free. See? Didn't even look at the banana split. He was right not to, by the way. Banana splits when you hit loose there. And you do that usually when your opponent has a 2 point board. Coming out, starting to look good. Yeah. Now it's going to be very hard. Who's favored in this game? I still think you have to favor Ben a little bit, don't you? I don't know, Gary.
I'm not sure. Owning the cube, I'm not sure.
Well, the cube doesn't matter. It's dead.
Oh, it is. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
All right.
Somebody shouts.
He missed it.
Probably not coming in.
Okay, it's 7s, 4s, and 12s, which means that adds the double 3 as well. Double 6.
18 or 19.
5, 6. That takes away that double 3 and the double 6.
Yeah.
So that takes away those 2 shots right there. It's a little harder to bring it home though when you don't get hit. Staying. Made the right play. Come on out. Now's a good time to come out and flood the outfield. That's right. I would do that and keep it going. There you go. Only that crazy number that we always talk about. 3, 6. I do not leave the blot on the 8.
I would leave it. I would clear that out. I would break that out. Yeah.
This is my play.
Yeah. Maximum coverage.
This is my play. And don't give him the joker. Because if he rolls it, you got plenty of ways to hit him.
Yikes.
That makes the point. Makes the 2. Game over. All right, everybody. Good night. It's been lovely. And this is what they call premature elation. Because you can still win from here. I think the computer would say he has about 3% winning chances. The odds of getting a shot, hitting it, and still winning because his board's cracked, maybe 3.5%. So it's pretty good position for Gary to be in. Very exciting game. I can't wait to see this in XG. I want to find out just how wrong Dennis was. Come from the back. They had some very interesting plays here. My only criticism would be of Gary playing too fast and making two big cube decisions very quickly. I'm going to talk to my buddy about that because he's a teacher and he should be teaching that to his students to take your time, especially when you reset the clock and you get 28 minutes to play.
Is this the end or is there more?
This is the first match of the day.
First match of the 8 o'clock?
Yeah, they got 32 players. Got 5 rounds.
Yeah.
All right, nice, well done. Two very good sports, two very good players. Exciting match. And stay tuned because we'll have more streaming. And you know what? I'm going to work it out. I'm going to have somebody do commentary with me. I don't want to lose my voice. I've got several people volunteering. I think you were the first volunteer, weren't you? Well, I forgot your name.
Josh.
Josh.
Yep.
Josh asked to do streaming first. So the next match